Hello, my friends. I got a new microphone to help improve the audio quality. I think it sounds markedly better. Today, we're going to talk about Carnival Cruise Line and why I fully intend to hold my shares throughout the next few years. I've been going back and forth on if it was a good time to sell, if I fell for a value trap, if I should weather the storm and continue on. A value trap is where a stock will fall precipitously and an investor will buy it thinking it will inevitably recover, but it doesn't. I do not think that Carnival Cruise Line is a value trap. I completely expect Carnival Cruise Line to make a full recovery. Unfortunately, there is no way to know for certain, but from what I have been able to see in the last couple months, this company is not going anywhere. They're in it for the long haul. Contrary to what Senator Sanders tweeted about Carnival, the company did not receive a bailout from the federal government. In April, the company sold senior secured notes to investment firms and convertible bonds, both of which will come due in 2023. If I will continue to hold through when the debt comes due in April 2023, well, I'll keep a close eye on how Carnival continues between now and then. During my investigation into this company, I gathered information on Carnival Cruise Line from the Securities and Exchange Commission's website. If we look at the liquidity ratios for the last 4 years, we can see that they have been a very safe company, keeping debt relatively low in comparison to their assets and equity, as evidenced by their debt to assets and debt to equity ratios. We can also see that they made consistent returns on their equity and assets by looking at their return on equity and return on asset ratios. But that completely changed, as evidenced by their 10Q for the first 6 months of 2020. As you may know, CDC issued a no cruises at this time order in reaction to the cruise ships that had to be quarantined at the beginning of the pandemic because some people were testing positive for COVID while on board, causing all these people to be subject to this infection. If we think about it, the air is circulated through the cabins, so everyone had come into contact with this airborne disease. And this was when the CDC thought COVID was much more deadly and contagious than the scientific community believes now. For this discounted cash flow calculation, I approached this extremely conservatively. I based this off the numbers from the 10Q, which is the first 6 months of the 2020 fiscal year. I estimated that the growth rate would really be a shrink rate, going down 10% each year. I think that the recovery is going to be long for Carnival Cruise Line, but I don't think that the doom is going to be quite as gloomy as analysts over at Yahoo Finance estimate. We can see, by utilizing the estimate of negative 10% growth and the weighted average cost of capital of 6.5% as a discount rate, that the stock is worth a cool 52.68, meaning that this fluctuation is more from fear rather than the actual intrinsic value of the stock. Of course, I cannot predict the future, but I do not believe the stock will go bankrupt. I do not think that they will go anywhere anytime soon. I used the inputs for these numbers from the most recent 10Q, which included all the time when no cruises were allowed. In other countries in the world, cruises have already started again, however slowly. In the US, we can see that the CDC is still advising against cruises, but I do not believe that this will last far into 2021. If an investor is willing to weather the short-term volatility, then I believe that there will be no problem. Again, I am not a financial advisor, and any decision to put money in a stock is completely your own, but I am keeping my money in Carnival Cruise Line until further information comes to light. This video is meant more as a jumping off point to where you can do your own due diligence into this company and decide for yourself if you want to invest into this company. I provided some estimates to where I think the company will go and what I believe the stock intrinsically is worth right now. But these are only my estimates, and the future is always uncertain. All we can do as investors is make the best decisions possible. As always, make it a great day.